We ended up building the biggest data centers on Earth and mined 92,000 Bitcoins and 500,000 Ethereum worth about $10 billion. And instead of like getting on the cover of Time magazine, they kidnapped us.
Tinfoil hat.
Oh, what the guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Revolution will be podcasted. Welcome to Tinfoil Hat, live from the Wolfpack Gold Studios. That's right, Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. Just go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code Tinfoil, and you too can get on the Precious Metals game for as little as $50 a month. Real quick, grab your tickets now to the 1000th episode. We've already sold out of all the booths. Woo. It's going to be June 18th at the Mothership in Austin. And we'd love to see you there. Grab your tickets now. Tickets are moving quickly. Very excited to have this next guy on the show. He's got one of the craziest stories out there. He's a crypto legend. His wife thinks he's hilarious. Please welcome Joby Weeks. How are you, buddy?
Doing well. Too blessed to be depressed, bro. Life is good.
Oh, my God. Before we get into your story, I want you to kind of lay it out for us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where our listeners can find you.
Well, freejoby.com. I'm trying to get some signatures there for this petition to free me. I've been on house arrest for 6 straight years.
Oh, my God.
Without a trial. They denied me bail. They denied me a trial. And so you can watch the movie there at freejoby.com, Joby. And it's a wild story, bro.
That's absolutely insanity to me. So where do you want to begin with this? As you kind of give us your background, obviously you're a crypto guy. This is conspiracy show. There's a little bit of discussions on, is crypto kind of leading us to this digital prison? Who's behind Bitcoin? All that stuff. What are your whole thoughts on that?
Well, the Epstein files came out, and you could see that Jeffrey had his finger to the pulse, with the Bitcoin Foundation and MIT and all that. No matter who invented it, it was probably the CIA or DARPA or something. But whoever invented it was a genius, and it's for the first time we can transfer value across the internet without having to go through a trusted third party. So it's an immutable ledger. I can send you value across the internet. Nobody can stop me from doing so. You can't freeze my accounts. There's no chargebacks, all that kind of stuff. So I was very excited about it because back then, and when I discovered about it, it was 85 cents a Bitcoin. Nobody knew what it was, but it clicked for me because the way my friend described it, he said, you know how the BitTorrent network works where you can download music and movies? It's distributed. It wasn't centralized like Napster. Napster was centralized, so it got shut down. But the BitTorrent network, you can take a piece of a movie here and there or a song and it compiles it. And so there's no central point of weakness for them to come in with machine guns and shut it down. And so he just said, Bitcoin is the currency that runs on the BitTorrent network. And so I was like, oh, I got it. And I was already into minting gold and silver coins. I was involved in an organization called the Liberty Dollar. We had made the Ron Paul coins and probably 100 other different coins for different organizations. And so we sold all these Ron Paul coins.
Johnny just got a lady boner, by the way.
Did I?
It's a giant lady boner when he said go
I
Ron
remember
Paul.
them very well. Yeah, I remember them very well.
Johnny's very excited right now.
Yeah, I used to, with Nick Spanos was on the campaign in 2012, and he was...
Nick Spanos, great friend of mine. He stayed here the other day. I'm here in Miami.
Wow, that's crazy. I worked on the campaign in 2012. He's the Bitcoin Center in New York. That's right.
We sold all these coins and did the Ron Paul limo and the Ron Paul blimp. I took that to 30 states and all the debates and flew the blimp all the way up to Washington, D.C. And then the feds came in with machine guns and stole all the Ron Paul coins.
Whoa.
And
Bastards.
so we ended up having to do like a class action against the FBI. It took like 7 years to get our money back. They really did not like Ron Paul's message of auditing the Fed and Social Security is big Ponzi scam, stuff like that. So they came after Ron Paul pretty hard. And so we spun off to an organization called the American Open Currencies Standard, bought a mint and started minting coins again. And nobody knew what a Bitcoin was. So because we already had the mint, we designed the Bitcoin logo. This logo we designed went viral. The whole world uses it. On the backside of the logo, we would laser etch into the physical coin the private key because it's a cryptocurrency. It's encrypted. You need to have a key. So it's a fireproof and flood-proof cold storage coin, a wallet. Most people are just writing their private keys down on, on pieces of paper and stuff.
Yeah. It's not complicated, but it's complicated to me because but are we concerned at any point that they can shut this off? Like, let's say I start talking mad shit, right? And the FBI, like you said, raided your Ron Paul coins. Are you concerned that there's a choke point where they could just shut you down and take all your crypto? And I'm a crypto guy.
Well,
I'm not attacking you.
It was called Operation Choke Point. Obama had this thing called Operation Choke Point where they're like literally shutting down our bank accounts and censoring us and all this. And what happened with me is I ended up at Necker Island with Richard Branson. He introduced me to these guys called Bitfury that made these chips to mine Bitcoin. And so, because I had watched Bitcoin go from $1 to $10 to $100 all the way, and I was like, how do we mine Bitcoin? I had gotten hacked, and I kept on buying it, and then I'd get hacked and lose it, or the government would steal it. I had a bunch on this organization called the Silk Road, and they raided that and stole all the Bitcoin.
Damn, you lived an interesting life. You're like the Forrest Gump of crypto, dude. It's like unbelievable. You're in the middle of everything.
Well, I wrote a book about this whole thing, and it's like Forrest Gump meets Indiana Jones with a little Wolf of Wall Street and Shawshank Redemption in there. It will be a funny book, which will then be a movie eventually. I just put out the sizzle reel last week, and it's gotten 12 million views this week already. So it's going viral. Yeah. So what basically happened with me is we raised $700 million to build these big data centers to mine Bitcoin. And I flew all the way around the world to like 175 countries, speaking at all the conferences and getting millions of people involved with Bitcoin. And we ended up building the biggest data centers on earth and mined 92,000 Bitcoins and 500,000 Ethereum worth about $10 billion. And instead of like getting on the cover of Time magazine where, you guys are the fastest guys to hit $1 billion in sales in human history, instead of that, they kidnapped us. They arrest us with machine guns, of course, again. And,
you are so funny. I've never seen anyone laugh about the FBI raiding that in the most jolly way possible.
Well, it's a funny story because they wouldn't take me to jail. I couldn't see a judge. I harmed no one. When you turn $700 million into $10 billion, everybody gets rich, and then they kidnap you. There's no victims, there's no injured party, there's no one withstanding to sue. So I'm not really that worried about it, although they do hate me. You should see this. They've given the government 33 continuances. The judges keep granting these. So it's been 6 years we've been waiting for a trial. But when I was first arrested, it was at Tony Robbins, and they got me there and got my computers and everything. And instead of taking me to jail so I could see a judge and talk to a lawyer, all this, they took me to this dark CIA building.
Whoa.
And for 6 hours, they're interrogating me, trying to steal my Bitcoin. They want me to fork over the private keys. And I'm like, well, if you're really cops, I get to see a judge. I get to go to jail. I get to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah, your constitutional rights.
I can't give you all my Bitcoin because you guys need to, I need to pay for lawyers and pay for bail. So they got mad. And so for the next 11 months, they bounced me around the country from jail to jail to jail to jail, state to state to state. They disappeared me for 11 months. It's called diesel therapy. My family didn't know where I was. They denied me bail, denied me a trial. It's crazy. So that's basically what happened.
Shitty.
I ended up in New Jersey. New Jersey's like right out of mafia.
That's so shitty, man.
No, but don't you, this is what I think is happening with these ICE raids. It's like literally programming you to get okay with the government black bagging people.
Yeah, people just can't get through their heads that we can be okay with having borders and having immigration enforcement. Okay. And not being okay with these jackboots gunning down people in the streets.
It's like I got in a discussion with Pasta, and we agree on a lot of stuff. We disagree on just a couple things, but I love his passion and I respect his views. But it's like, dude, you can't go into someone's house without a warrant.
No. Yeah.
And that's what's happening right now. They create this thing where the super right wants to throw out all their beliefs, all their standards to go after what they think is the worst people on planet Earth, right? And they're okay with these people's lives, their rights being trampled. And even if guys, here's the thing. Even if you are illegal, there's been a precedent which states within the borders of the United States, you have rights. You have rights. You have basic rights. And kicking in your door and taking you violates your rights. It's just this is, again, always the thing that happens with conspiracy theories. Everyone gets overly emotional and they have all their logic goes out the window and they just react to everything emotionally. And then the conspiracy theorist has to be like weathering the storm. It's almost like that meme you've seen with the guy in Florida with the long hair and the American flag in the tornado. And he's just rock. That's a conspiracy theorist. You have to sit in the middle of the eye of the storm and the chaos and think logically. And what's happened to here is exactly why you don't want this happening. It's like the black bag you, dude.
They don't follow their own rules. It's and it's crazy because they've been going after all these innocent people that actually harmed no one and created no victim. So they're really no victim, no crime, right? And then they let all the devil worshiping, child sacrificing, child trafficking, baby eating pedophiles to roam free. It's what is going on? Come on.
It is.
It's upside down world, bro.
2026 is the most bizarre year ever, which is impossible seeing that ever since 2015. It's been absolutely bonkers. But for 2026, only to be at the end of February and being, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Yeah. Is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Especially after we've been through COVID. I mean, that whole thing is
fuck. Yeah, and it didn't even show up on the radar. Wasn't even a blip. Mr. Bean is dating Mia Khalifa. I mean, that to me should be the biggest story of 2026. I know he's not, but that should have been a big story. Right? But it gave all of us hope at some point, right? If we're really good at physical comedy, we could
date a slut.
Date an adult film star.
Retired.
Retired. Forgive me.
So you think and we see that you think basically the government wanted all your coins. Is that why you were arrested?
Well, it disappeared. So that equipment, those data centers, they were generating $5 million a day in Bitcoin, 50 Bitcoins a day, about 350 Ethereum a day. Ooh. They just came in, stole it all. That was 2,300 days ago. Who's got it? Nobody knows. They can't find any of the assets. They don't know where the crypto is. When the Silk Road was raided by a bunch of agents, the agents that did not give the government all the Bitcoin they stole, they kept it for themselves. Those agents went to jail for 6 years. And the same thing has happened now. Calculate $5 million a day times 2,300 days.
Oof.
I mean, that's
XG. What is that?
A lot. I filed a $22 billion counterclaim against 6 judges, 12 prosecutors, the SEC, the IRS, the FBI, 50 agents, the clerks.
Damn, dude.
They're all out of order. It's a horrible situation. You can't get justice in this country. I'm literally on 3 paths right now. I'm on the case dismiss path because I put everything on the docket. I mean, I hired the best lawyers in the whole country. I mean, David Boies. See, I figured this isn't a legal case. This is a political case. It was just a big heist, right? So I hired David Boies because this is Biden Lawfare, and I thought, well, Hunter Biden worked for him. He's Mr. CIA guy. Maybe he'll get rid of it. And after spending $5 million, I got railroaded. So I fired him, hired Alan Dershowitz, thinking, okay, he taught at Harvard for 50 years. He knows Bondi. He knows Trump. He defended him during his impeachment, all that kind of stuff. So Dershowitz writes this white paper on all the crypto problems with the government's case, or all the constitutional problems. And but I didn't bring Dershowitz on as an attorney. I just brought him on as a consultant, and I decided I'm going to write my own motions. I sat here for 6 years reading 30,000 pages of the law, and I know the case very well. And so I just decided to blast the docket with my own motions, trying to get the government to drop the charges against me, because the judges, they don't like me. They're not going to dismiss the case. So I was trying to just drop the charges and get the DOJ to do that. Because if anybody understands lawfare, it's Donald Trump. I mean, he just went through it, and General Flynn and Rudy Giuliani and all, Patrick, all these insiders. Sean Stone, Oliver Stone's son, made a good movie called All the President's Men. Kash Patel and Steve Bannon, all these guys that all had Roger Stone getting raided at 6 a.m. All these guys had lawfare going on and again. So here I am, and I'm like, hey guys, it's been going on. I mean, all the January Sixers got arrested after me, put in jail, and all pardoned out. I've been around, stuck, on house arrest for longer than that still. And I'm like, hello, over here. So because they told me don't do any interviews, don't do a podcast, So now I decided, screw that. I'm just going to do my podcast and my interviews and get the story out there. They hate me for it. They're trying to throw me in jail. Yesterday, I had a hearing. They wanted to throw me in jail for having a camera crew over here filming me without, telling the pretrial services people that they were coming. And the only way I got out of that was because I had my lawyers that were also here with me, which I'm allowed to have my lawyers, and they're the ones that brought the camera crew, you see. So, they do not like their false narrative being contradicted,
This is the craziest thing ever. So what do you think is the reason they arrested you? I'm trying to figure that out, because they jacked all your stuff, but what do you think it is? Is that you hacked the system? They want your money. What is at the core? If you looked at your case, it would say what you violated.
Well, I've never been a guy that likes to bend the knee and kiss the ring. I'm a Ron Paul guy. I was heavily involved in legalizing cannabis, and like I said, minting the gold and silver coins. I would lecture around at all the conferences, talking smack on the Federal Reserve and the Social Security Ponzi scam. They're mad because I want to end the Fed, right? And their banking system at the top, right? The Bank for International Settlements has their member banks, the IMF, the World Bank, the Bank of England, the Federal Reserve Bank, right? And then you got the corresponding banks like JP Morgan and Chase and Wells Fargo, and under that are the mom and pop banks. That's their SWIFT system, right? $3.5 trillion has left that system and jumped into the crypto marketplace. They don't like that. So what they said I was doing in particular was selling an unregistered security. Now, the question is, how do you call computer equipment a security? It's a physical product. We were shipping out computer equipment to people. They could mine crypto in their basement, or they could host it in the data center with, AWS and iCloud and Azure and everybody else does. So that's my formal official charges is I was selling unregistered securities. And so they decided that they wanted to go and ruin an amazing $1 billion project with over 1 million members. We had over 1 million members that became miners from 100 different countries that all were harmed because of illegal government intervention.
So this is where, I've heard it before and I've said it before. Things aren't getting worse. They're just getting more obvious. And what I feel is that we've come to the understanding that some of our government law enforcement agencies aren't really law enforcement, but more in a weird way hired security for the banking elites. And that's what it sounds like to me. They sent their attack dogs in to take you out because you were siphoning from this incredibly corrupt system that is so, like we say it all the time on the show, everything you hate in the world, everything that you're just mind your business, something pops up and you take pause to go, that doesn't seem right, It's the false reality being projected onto what I believe is God's reality. And it's all funded by the Federal Reserve, all funded by the Bank of International Settlements. They've literally printed monopoly money and bribed the entire planet with this fake monopoly money while they completely and utterly hoard all the gold. I mean, if you go to Fort Knox, there's no gold in there. That's why Trump didn't go there, because there's no gold in there. He knows it. They're like, dude, there's no gold in there. Don't even waste the gas driving there. It hasn't been there since Nixon. And that's when we confirmed it. So it's really insane. And, you know, I'm watching this State of the Union last night, and it's just like, we deserve better theater actors. We really do. I mean, these people are pure porn star level actors. They're not even believable anymore. And it's gotten so bad, half the place stands, half the place didn't stand. It's just off Broadway garbage. And it's all bribed. They're all bribed. And it's like,
well, you have the ability to create all this money out of nothing to buy up all the politicians. That's what you do, because it's not about money. It's about power for those guys. And, you know, a funny situation. I mean, you read the Constitution, you're absolutely right. Gold and silver is lawful money. So what the heck is this fiat debt note? It's not even a note, because notes have to have makers, a payee, due date, and a dollar amount to be a legitimate contract. So our Federal Reserve notes aren't even actually notes. They're, you know, so, and it all springs into existence out of debt. So if we paid off our national debt, there wouldn't be a dollar less circulating. So think about that one. Plus, we would still owe the interest. Because you can't pay principal plus interest if only principal exists. It's like it's a mathematical impossibility. It's a game of musical chairs. There's 12 people going after 10 chairs. So we found ourselves in this situation that we were unfortunately born into. And we look around and like, holy crap, you know, what's backing the money? It's not gold and silver. No, it's backed by bonds, backed by birth certificates, backed by the government's ability to tax us. They hypothecate humans. They use us as the collateral for this money they create out of nothing. And then they just heist it. You saw in Somalia, that's chump change. Maine and California, the health fraud and the learning center, all that is chump change. These guys are still stealing trillions of dollars, and America got captured. So, like, you know, truth is treason in the empire of lies, they say. And so, you know, I came out, swinging. I wanted to restore the republic. My family helped start this country. We were officers in the American Revolution, and my great-grandfather was Secretary of War under Presidents Harding and Coolidge, and his son was Secretary of Commerce under Eisenhower. And so, like, we love the country. You can love your country and hate your government. It's not like
you're
unpatriotic.
Sure.
You know, and so it's really frustrating, because it's like the guys that actually care and are funding like good projects that free humanity. You know, I've been battling the oil cartel, the pharmaceutical cartel, the banking cartel, you know, for my whole adult life. And, so, yeah, sorry for the helicopter flying by, but long and short. Hopefully it doesn't have a missile.
Guess what? Daddy's crypto is up. I have that retire up, loving it. And guess what? If you want to find out like coins about retiring these other coins, there's no better place to go than James McMahon and Copy My Crypto. Let me tell you about Copy My Crypto. Does it piss you off to watch crypto fly up in price for over a decade and you've still done nothing about it? Yeah, it makes sense. Crypto is complicated and really boring. But here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or to make money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest. You just simply copy along. So let me tell you about James, okay? He runs Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has like 100,000 followers on it, like subscribers. It's unbelievable. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put in $100 in each one, it went on to be worth over $123,000. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, the one he singled out, called Phantom, went up 692 times from when he said, okay? That one call alone retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Remember, This is public knowledge. You can go on YouTube and verify this yourself. So if you'd like to join the over 3,000 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing and head right over to copymycrypto.com/TFH. That's copymycrypto.com/TFH. That's TFH. You'll not only find proof of everything I've said, but our viewers get full access for just $1. Okay. Yes, you've missed out on Bitcoin. That's fine. You can even get a little piece, but don't even worry about that. But there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you've missed out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any more time, okay? Go to the site and read it for yourself. Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/tinfoil hat. It's ended money worries for so many. It just may do the same for you. And we thank him for sponsoring the show. Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you about our good friends at Helix Sleep. You know, Daddy loves his sleeping. Whenever he can get it, which is very little because he's running and gunning all the time. But when I put my head to pillow, it's in a Helix mattress. I went to Helix. I had a crappy mattress. I need a new mattress. I went to Helix. I answered their quick quiz. Well, how do I like to sleep? On my back, on my side. I'm a side guy. I love to sleep on my side. Comfortable, firm. What do you want? It's all there. You know what they told me? You got to try the Midnight Lux. Come on now. Midnight Lux. I love that stuff. What do you think, XG?
Dude, it's where you make the magic at.
Yeah, dude, it's where you make the magic at.
Simple.
Look, the Midnight Lux is an award winner. Look at that sleep awards. I gave that away. That's because I get all the sleep going, dude. Okay.
In fact, it's the most awarded mattress brand. I can tell you that for sure. It's tested and reviewed by experts like Forbes and Wired. You can get free shipping and seamless delivery. Helix delivers your mattress right to your door with free shipping in the United States. And you can rest easy with seamless returns and exchanges. The Happy with Helix guarantee offers a risk-free, for a mattress, a risk-free customer-first experience designed to ensure you're completely satisfied with your new mattress. That's a 120-night sleep trial and a limited lifetime warranty. You just take the Helix Sleep Quiz. It matches you with your perfect mattress based on your personal preferences and sleep needs, and it makes buying a mattress easy.
Easy, dude. And listen, I've had my mattress for years, okay? And it's still rocking and rolling. I'm blessed. I love it. Dana loves it. We all love it. So here's what I need you to do. Go to helixsleep.com/tinfoil for this wonderful Sleep Week sale, best of web, okay? And guess what you get with that sale, guys? 27% off site-wide. That's right, dude. 27% off site-wide. So again, that's helixsleep.com/tinfoil for their Sleep Week sale, best of web, 27% off site-wide. It's just that simple. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. That's helixsleep.com/tinfoil. We thank them for sponsoring our show. Man, you're going up against the Legion of Doom right there, dude. All of them. Those are some of the most powerful people. I mean, there's also the liquor industry, which is hemorrhaging right now because young people aren't drinking anymore. They're just smoking pot the whole time. But you saw people when they kind of go against the liquor industry, like P. Diddy, they kind of get taken out, dude. He got taken out for a bunch more reasons. The least of it is...
What was he doing against the liquor? What do you mean?
He started his own...
okay. It was like an upstart situation? Okay.
And he blew it up, and they don't like that, dude. And, there's also that he kind of, I also...
Well, think about what happened to all the electronic cigarette guys that came on and battled the big tobacco. Those guys, the tobacco cartel did not like those guys either.
The pods, what was it? Remember the jewel pods everybody was talking about and they just disappeared? They're gone.
There's a documentary about them.
Do you guys remember a company called Enjoy? Enjoy? I was involved in helping those guys, back in 2008. And I was like, oh, this is great. It's not smoke.com. It's just vapor.com. Turns out they're not that healthy, but they are healthier than smoking, but they're not very healthy.
Well, it's like, it's kind of like Hollywood. I feel like if people really knew how rigged Hollywood was to make it. And I've had friends that have really great careers that aren't a part of any kind of old families of Hollywood and stuff like that. But those are few and far between, dude. There's a lot of these people that really blow up. Everyone who sits in the award shows, they're all like the sons and daughters of well-established Hollywood royalty. And you see it all the time. And so when you think about trying to blow something up, you know, in this system that is so rigged, it's like you either got to give them their piece or else you're done, dude. You're just done. But
oh, dude, check this out. So that sizzle reel I told you about, when we first launched it, it got 150,000 views day 1, day 2 0, day 3 0, day 4 0. So we were like, oh, let's throw $500 at Google and see if they'll promote it and stuff. And you know, YouTube, they send back the $500. They say they can't promote it. Guess what happened next? The feds literally took machine guns and raided the camera guy who followed me around the world for 3 years filming everything and stole the footage. They actually stole the footage. Wow. Luckily, we had backup copies, but they literally, when that movie went, because half the Google is the CIA and half of the CIA is Google, and they don't want this story getting out. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, well,
So,
it's been
it's
fun.
probably going to get shadow man.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, well, it was fun having a show. I'm sure this is the last episode. Sorry to the next guest.
No more 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, no more 1,000 episodes.
You made it 999.
But you know, just kind of taking a look at what you're up against. I mean, we have this Howard Luckett. Is that how you say his name? Howard Luckett?
Howard Lutnick from Cantor Fitzgerald, Secretary of Commerce.
I mean, absolute evil, dude. And to the point that, you know, he was, you know, Trump's like, no more inside trading, and they clapped, even though they're the ones doing the inside trading. Like I was like, oh yay, and they made fun of.
We promise not to do that anymore.
Yeah, they made fun of Nancy Pelosi.
We don't need to do it with stock anymore. We all got poly market now, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
that's such a good point. Yeah,
it's well, that's stock market is a giant Ponzi scheme. That's all it is. I mean, that's what the whole LIBOR scandal was about. Those guys discovered that they were lying about the number of how they were artificially inflating and deflating the stocks to make money. But going back to Howard, I mean, this guy puts on tariffs. Like, how do you know that? And then 2 days before, this scumbag, like, dude, the level scumbag. Like, we've had evil people, Mao, Stalin, Hitler, you know, who else? What's his name? Anyways, Pol Pot. We had, you know, the guy that went into Africa. I forget his name right now, but you know, they're all these like incredibly evil human beings. But Howard is like something I've never seen before. Like just pure psychopath. Like not to tell the people in your office what was about to happen, and then take the insurance money and just give it to your board of directors. I mean, and it's just the level is so disgusting. So you're like, where is any law enforcement in this? And I know he's probably, in terms of the puts, probably doing legal stuff, but that sounds like inside trading to me. And then to go up 2 days before, tell everybody, like, yeah, dude, it's going to pass. It's going to totally pass. Where have we seen this before? Goldman Sachs with the real estate portfolio, telling their own investors, invest in this when they know it's about to implode. You cannot have capitalism if banks are lying to their investors. You just can't have it. So we're not even in capitalism anymore. It's just cronyism.
No, we haven't had a capitalist country for 100 years, man, but they want to blame capitalism for all the problems. Look, all 10 planks of communism are law. All 10 planks of communism, the Communist Manifesto, are law now in the United States. So it's, you know, you can't blame capitalism on us going commie. So,
you know,
I mean, with me, for instance, you asked where the law enforcement are. The FBI came after me, and it was like, first of all, There is no charter for the FBI to even exist. They literally took it to Congress and they voted it down because assassinating sitting presidents and spying on Americans is unconstitutional. So they couldn't get the FBI passed. So Bonaparte, the Attorney General in 1908, was the one that actually created the FBI. He did an end run around Congress, and he created the FBI himself, a bureau which is only supposed to investigate within government property, government officers. They're not allowed to be spying on the private American people. But that was the next step, is they got everybody to leave the private and join the public. They all signed up to become public officers. So now, all these new rules apply to them that don't apply to private people.
Yeah.
So it's crazy what's happened to our country. It's really sad. And I think, with the internet and podcasts like yours and stuff, and, more people find out about this, they might start taking action, stop using their money, use a different form of money, whether it's Bitcoin or Zcash or Monero, or just opt out. That's kind of the idea, is just vote with your wallet and stop doing business with these douchebag companies that are bent on enslaving the planet. It's like you can throw your money in BlackRock, but that's going to Monsanto and CBDCs and Pfizer's to bioweapon you and vaccinate you and social credit score you and all that shit. You want to be a slave? Throw your money there, or throw your money in, a fund I can't talk about that's into freedom and liberty. So that's the idea, is vote with your wallets and stop doing business with these idiots. And if you're going to tell the truth, make sure people are laughing at, like George Carlin said, if you're going to tell the truth, make sure the people laugh. Otherwise they'll kill you. So,
yeah,
I don't really want to be
dude.
I'm trying to make it funny.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. That's my whole thing. It's like, I'm not in the middle of any of this shit. I just like to discuss it. If you're listening, I have no part of anything. I'm just talking about it. That's all I want to do. I'm just like, when they had this No Kings thing, I was like, dude, you're an idiot to go to that, dude. You're just getting your face in the data data bank for when they want to drop the hammer on everybody. But you're totally right. Listening to you, I go, man, we owe McCarthy a giant apology, dude. Like, there's some people that in the past we go, maybe we didn't like your methods, but your message was on point. McCarthy, I don't want to, Weeks, I don't want you to get, attached to this, but the Unabomber, I mean, like, dude, that guy just nailed it with that manifesto, dude. And it's like, here we are, dude. Here we are in this insane environment right now of so beyond corruption. But, the whole rant about law enforcement, it's like, who is the person that is going to hold people accountable? That's the biggest problem right now. There is nobody holding anybody accountable. And it's like these guys have so much money, they'll never spend it in 1,000 lifetimes. I think they just get off on getting away with it. I think that's more important than 3 more zeros in their bank account. They already can't spend this money, but it's like, dude, we did it. We did it again, and they did nothing. Oh, man, I can't believe
how would you feel if you had to pay all these taxes and you end up paying none of it?
Yeah.
Or you'd want to do it again. You're like, let me see if I can get away with it again.
100%, but it's not even about tax.
Think about the taxes. 100% of the personal income tax only goes to pay interest on money the Fed creates out of nothing.
Thank you,
Not
dude.
a dime of it goes to pave the roads or pay the police officers or run the school system. Your property tax is what pays for the schools. The gasoline tax is what pays to, pave the roads. But the income tax, so if we were to eliminate the Federal Reserve Act, we could also eliminate the IRS. I mean, hello, they were all passed the same night, Christmas Eve, back in 1913 under Wilson. That's when the coup happened. And so, somebody needs to hold these people accountable. I mean, it's hard to when you've got Ghislaine Maxwell's sister who runs the FBI computers still. I mean, it's like, hello, like how they're just very entrenched. That's the problem, especially in New Jersey. Like Trump wanted Alina Habba to take over the District of New Jersey. That's the court that brought their claim against me, even though I didn't live in New Jersey, never did business there. I have no idea why I'm even there. Because BitClub was an organization that bought computer hardware from me. They were blocking US IP addresses, so no Americans were allowed to join, and they didn't touch the US financial system in any way. It was just Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out, mining crypto. Where does the SEC feel like they have any kind of jurisdiction if a Chinese guy sells a Japanese guy some mining hardware and they use Bitcoin. Yet they just come in with like gangsters, So New Jersey steps in and they do this. Well, you saw Trump wanted to put in a new sheriff, Alina Habba, into the U.S. attorney position in the District of New Jersey. The Senate wouldn't confirm her, right? They just want the mafia running it. So after 4 months, the judges got together, the judges that I'm suing, those judges got together to put somebody else in Alina's place. And the day that happened, Pam Bondi stepped in and fired that person and slid Alina Habba back in. And so, long and the short, then they had this whole constitutional crisis, and up to the appellate court it goes. Next thing you know, there is no U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey. And so now it's just continuance to continuance to continuance to continuance. It's been going for 6 years, bro. Look at this. I got an ankle bracelet on. I literally cannot go anywhere. Can't do anything. I can't have a phone or a computer or a bank account. I can't use crypto. I'm on a 24/7 guard to make sure I don't flee to Mexico. I'm drug tested twice a week. It's bonkers. And it's been going on for 6 years. Even if I was convicted of a crime, the max sentence would have been 5 years, 0 to 5. I've been sitting here for 6 years and still haven't even had a trial.
Dude, that is crazy.
It's still happening. What's going on?
Yeah, that is a version of martial law right there, which is what they want.
It's totally unconstitutional. They're supposed to. Constitution says you get indicted, you get arrested, you get bail, you get a trial, and if at trial you're convicted by a jury of your peers, then you go to jail. They skip all that. They kidnap you, they throw you in jail, they deny you bail, they deny you a trial, they steal all your assets so you can't defend yourself, they withhold all the discovery, and then they put you on 6 years of house arrest. That's exactly what's happened to me.
How are you
freaking crazy, man? So if any of the listeners would go to freejoby.com, please just sign this petition. I'm trying to get a couple thousand people to sign this thing. So when I put in this pardon application, I don't know. I mean, I guess apparently you can get pardoned even if you've never been convicted of a crime. Like Fauci and Hunter Biden got these preemptive pardons. I'm like, can I get one of those, please? I mean, so that's what I'm wanting to do. I have a guy named Peter Tickton who has been friends with Trump for 65 years. He's one of his attorneys, and he, was at the military academy with Trump. So he and I have become great friends, and he's helping me. So, any help I can get trying to get free there. It's very difficult.
What does your parole officer say?
He doesn't have a parole officer. You get a parole.
They say that they've never seen anything like this. I have a Guinness
parole
Book of World
officer.
I have a pretrial services officer. Like you don't get a parole officer until you actually go to jail and then get out on parole. I have a pretrial sentencing, whatever his name is, pretrial services. It's like probation officer.
But I mean, I
hold the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest time with an ankle bracelet pre-trial.
Oh, you should try to get in there for that. Actually, that's impressive.
Oh yeah, I've been giving myself lots of awards.
Well, is there? I mean, have you found a sympathetic judge at all that even comments on the rarity and how unfair this is? Like, has it been anything like any indication of hope?
Well, yeah, I mean, the constitutional professor for 50 years, Alan Dershowitz, who's got some pull. That guy said this is the most ridiculous thing he's ever seen. And, he said if I went to Harvard and I was one of his students, he would have given me an A+ for the motions that I write, even though I'm not a lawyer. And you sit enough time on house arrest, you can get pretty good, especially with ChatGPT and Grok and stuff,
That's crazy. What is your days like? What are your days like if it's been 6 years?
Well, and Bitcoin was your passion, right? And you're not allowed to even...
Oh. I was going to 200 cities a year, every single year for 15 years. My daughter was born in 43 days. So in 42 days, we hit all 50 states by her 43rd day. Then by her first year, she had 45 countries. So she's the most traveled baby in the world. And I was just doing ridiculous things. I climbed 5 of the 7 summits and spent a year sailing around the world, So I was doing all the craziest stuff you could even imagine, and then it just all stopped. I went from like the freest person in the world to like just locked in a cage. It's crazy. And I harmed no one. I broke no laws. It's like they just really wanted to shut me up. Just kind of like what they did to Ron Paul. They wanted to shut him up. They stole the election from him, through the primary process. And I watched it with my own eyes. I've been friends with Alex Jones for 20-something years now. And, you watch enough Alex Jones over a while, you're like, all right, yeah, this is a predicament. So, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to help finance capitalism and get people free so that they have time to then educate themselves, because people don't have any money and they're not building any equity and they have no property and they don't have any time because they're running on this treadmill chasing dollars that get worth less and less and less, and they're taxed away and all that. They don't have the time to sit and educate themselves. And Thomas Jefferson said, if a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and never will be. And so you got to help people get money so that they can get time so that they can then read and then or watch some Alex Jones, listen to your podcast, And so the more people that we can, educate on this stuff, hopefully, we'll see change. I mean, it's the next generation. Thank God Trump killed the Department of Education. God, this whole woke DEI stuff that was going around our next generation, it would be over. It still might be. I hope not, but
Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. It's a crazy time. Trump is such an interesting guy, and it's just an interesting guy. He's done things I love, and then there's some crazy stuff too, and it's such an interesting time right now, man. It's like it's psyop season. Takes no days
in times
off.
of change, the learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. So it's important to constantly be learners. I like what you guys are talking about, all the stuff that's brand new. I mean, some people, you've probably forgotten more stuff than 99% of the country even knows about.
Yeah. And it's weird.
That's why if there's ever going to be reparations, conspiracy theorists should be the ones at the top of the list. I mean,
where's our money? Give me my check. Give me my check. Yeah. I mean, so you don't do anything. What do you just? I mean, can you go on the internet?
No, I can't go on the internet. I'm not on the internet right now. I'm telepathically coming through.
Oh yeah, fair point.
Okay, respect on that. I respect. So you can't mind, but you can be on the internet.
Recently, they said I could finally go to the gym because they weren't even letting me go outside to get fresh air or sunshine. I was locked in an apartment. So finally, I was like, listen, I need to go to the gym. And I live on a building with a gym in it, but because it's 20 floors down, they're like, you can't go. I'm like, it's in my residence. It's in my apartment building. Why can't I go to the gym? So finally, the judge was like, all right, you can go to the gym from 9 to 11.
What are they?
So I go down
9 to 11? 9/11? Oh, my God.
All right. Isn't that interesting? 33 continuances. I mean, yeah, it's all symbolism is there.
Hey.
But I have a newborn son. His name is Legendary.
So you can see guests. You can see guests. You're allowed to see guests.
As long as I give the government a 72-hour notice,
man.
Then I can have guests.
So stupid.
I'm telling you, it's the most retarded, trivial bullshit.
Really
totally peanuts. Guys just are fucking with me. So long and the short, now I have a lovely wife and an awesome little 7-month-old baby. So that's a lot of fun with them. My daughter Liberty is 7 years old, and she's back in Colorado right now. So. I'm just learning the patience of Job. I don't know if you guys have read much of the Bible, but I'm living 7 or 8 Bible characters. I got Daniel in the lion's den and Jonah the whale and Paul. He got bounced all around from jail to jail to jail, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and David versus Goliath. Now that I know the law, I'm like Moses, the lawbearer, let my people go. And there's a guy named Joseph. That's the one I really want. He went to jail, but then he somehow finagled his way into becoming number 2 in the kingdom next to Pharaoh. So I'm hoping that that's the next one. So I don't want to go the get crucified road.
Yeah, let's hope it's not John the Baptist.
Yeah, John the Baptist. I don't want them to chop my head off. That would suck.
Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you about one of our favorite sponsors, and that's Mint Mobile. Listen, I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it. Unfortunately, traditional big wireless carriers also seem to like to keep my money too, okay? After years of overpaying for wireless, I finally got fed up with the crazy high wireless bills, bogus fees, and free perks that actually cost me more in the long run, and I switched to Mint Mobile.
Stop overpaying for wireless just because that's how it's always been. Mint exists purely to fix that. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Bring your own phone and number, activate via eSIM in minutes, and start saving immediately. No long-term contracts, no hassle. Ditch the overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month.
It's like it's a great way to save money on your wireless program. What do you think, Johnny?
Wireless is normally just a total ripoff, and Mint has kind of cut to the heart of that with this $15 a month deal. It's the best value in wireless.
Johnny, you sound excited about it.
I'm thoroughly intrigued by this offer, and I'm going to take them up on it right now.
If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/tinfoil. That's mintmobile.com/tinfoil.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 month, 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent of $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you about my dates. We got Bakersfield this week, Yuma, Hollywood, California, Batavia, Toronto. And then, real quick, we also have the 1000th episode is selling quickly, guys. I mean, it's selling quickly. You guys got to grab your tickets. All the booths are already sold out. So we'd love to have all the swarm there. Where it's going to be June 18th at the...
What?
Go to it real quick. What? It's sold out.
So we just found out right now. It's done.
Well, sorry if you're listening. Go f*** yourself.
It's done.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Good job, guys.
That is so
That's
cool,
amazing.
dude.
That's dope. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're award debate.
That's awesome.
The next one's going to be in April, and then go down the Contender Series, Word War Debate Contender Series, 32 contestants battling it out. The people who make to the finals, you're going to be in the live next show. So go in March, the admissions end. So get in now. We got cash prizes. So look out for the next World War debate and get into the Contender Series. That was really cool. Let's go back to the show. Did they take all your assets? How are you paying for this apartment? How are you paying off this place that you live in? How do you pay your utilities? How do you do any of that if they've taken all your assets?
I'm very creative, and even with my hands tied in front of me and duct tape on my mouth, actually they're tied behind me with my legs tied, I've still figured out ways of creating value, and in exchange for that value, people take care of me too. So yes, they robbed me. That's why I have this $22 billion counterclaim against the government. I'm trying to get this money that they stole, not only from me, but they stole. 1 million people had Bitcoin that they stole the Bitcoin from, and $1 billion worth of equipment that they stole.
Have they ever given any crypto they've stolen? Because I know they pretty much keep it. The one they kept from. The Biden administration
has lost billions of dollars in crypto. They don't even know where it all went.
Yeah.
So
course,
I mean,
sure.
the thing is like,
come on.
My thought to those guys are, listen, you can't find the assets. Somebody's going to go to jail on your side for stealing them. We could just not have any of that happen. You guys keep all the crypto and the equipment. Who knows where it went? Give me back tax credits. I can sell those for 90 cents on the dollar. Call it $20 billion. I chop that in half, put $10 billion in a super PAC, make sure no Democrats win an election for the next 50 years. That doesn't mean it's all going to go to Republicans either, by the way. But wouldn't it be nice to have $10 billion to decide who we want to help, restore the republic with? Sorry for the helicopter.
No, dude, we can't even hear it. Do you have any faith in that people are waking up now more and more to the two-party system? I feel like no matter what the polls,
it's not a two-party system.
It's a one.
It's a uniparty, really. I call them the Demopublicans and Republicans. They're two different wings of the same bird of prey. You got the one that wants to finance the welfare state or the warfare state, but neither side has a problem sticking a gun to your head and stealing your money. It's just, what do we spend the stolen loot on?
Seems like themselves. It seems like they're. I mean, that's my biggest problem with everybody crying about taxes. Like, all these rich kids cry that we need more taxes, while simultaneously crying about a livable wage. Like, how can you be worried about a livable wage when you want more taxes? Do you understand that? They're taxing the shit out of you at every moment you go. I mean, to the point California literally wants to tax you every fucking mile you go. I mean, it's and like, with all the here's the problem. And with all the corruption, how do people want more taxes? And the reason is because we're so siloed into our algorithms, into our cable news, that a lot of people don't know anything about this. It just doesn't matter to you. You know, you're hearing about all this tax fraud, and sadly, and I feel bad for the family, you're worried about a grandma who's missing. And that is super sad. I'm not minimalizing their loss if it is what they're presenting to us, right? But, I mean, dude, you want more taxes. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? We pay more taxes than we ever have done before. Like what?
People wanting more taxes are not paying the taxes. You know, that's the predicament, is they're tax consumers. They're not, you know, they consume more than they produce. And so, of course, that's how they passed the thing back in, you know, whatever it was, the Social Security Act, 1933 under Roosevelt, is they were like, hey guys, because they wanted to live in a world with no liability. You don't want to plan for retirement, don't worry, we got the Social Security thing. You don't want to take care of your health, don't worry, we got Medicaid and Medicare. You don't want to keep a job, don't worry, we got unemployment and FICA and all this kind of stuff. So they were pitching the idea of this world without any kind of liability, where you could just declare bankruptcy on someone if you don't want to pay the bill. So you got this mindset, and then they put forth that one woman, the very first Social Security recipient, who put in $30 she paid into Social Security, she got $20,000 back. And they said, so look at this girl. She put in 30, she got 20,000 back. Oh my God, everyone went and signed up. And what's happening now? These Trump savings accounts, right? You got a baby that's born. What do they want you to go do? Well, go get them a Social Security number, and we'll put $1,000 in this account for him. And by the time he's 18 years old, I doubt it's even going to be there, or it's not going to be, you know.
No, you're totally right.
Like cost of acquisition program, you know? It's like, how much does it cost you to get somebody to voluntarily give up their rights for benefits? They call it, a bowl of porridge, as we say. That's what they call these things, benefits, when you go and sign yourself up to be a slave, and you get your slave surveillance number. And so it's costing them right now $1,000. You know, this Trump savings account is just a covert thing to enslave your child and go get them signed up, and, you know, social credit scored, and, you know, digital ID, all that stuff. So, you know, it sucks.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Best statement ever. It sucks. It sucks.
It sucks, dude. And I feel like, you know, I've been on the mountaintop screaming, hello! And so now, you know, if you guys know any other guys that do podcasts, I'd love to tell the story with them too, as many people as I can.
We'll set you up. Before, we got a whole crew, with a whole system. So like, the average person is so, I don't know if you guys saw the big Tourette's situation. Guy with Tourette's at a award show yells a racial slur while two black men are presenting, and everyone's losing their fucking minds on it. They're losing their effing minds. Violence, they want to do this guy. They want to segregate him from. There are literally people calling for segregation of handicapped people from society. And the reason I bring that up is because listen to what we're talking about here. Like, this is the real issue. These people, and a bunch of them could be bots, for sure, without a doubt. I don't think all of them are in any way, but like, nobody knows this. Nobody realizes what's really going on. And it's just this smokescreen shit that nobody understands because we've been so siloed into these little algorithms and these network news. It's like CNN can't stop talking about this missing grandma, and it's super tragic. But the world is burning.
It's just to divide the sheeple to conquer the flock, you know?
Yeah. So I, Instagram is connected to Facebook, and I post stuff on Instagram, and I always forget it goes to Facebook. Even though I hit the button to say share, I just hit button so it posts. So it goes to Facebook, and there's just people on Facebook that just despise me, and they just run to every post I have and just call me a fascist Nazi, even though I would be considered a libertarian. I want as little government as possible, And then this guy goes, and what about you, dude? You support the guy from Silk Road. He murdered somebody. And it's like,
What?
You are so misinformed. That's not even worth having an argument with you, dude. Your data points are so old, and you drink from a poisoned well. And all you do is spew poison. I'm not even going to argue. He calls me all the time on the Facebook thing, wanting to lecture me, and I won't answer the phone. I have no desire. I don't hate him. I hope he lives a happy life and succeeds beyond his wildest dreams. But I have no interest in engaging with someone whose data is so out of date. Yeah. Because I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm not going to convince you of anything. You're coming in with anger. So I listen to you, and it's like insanity.
If he understood that 9/11 was an inside job and there is a controlled demolition, if he actually understood that, would that change anything?
No.
It wouldn't. So why would you wait 5 hours arguing with the guy if at the end of the day, even if you're successful, and most of these people are just so thick, they can't even understand what a controlled demolition looks like. They're like, yeah, jet fuel melts steel. You just look at the end of the day. If I spend 5 hours and I actually convince the guy, have we gotten any further than we are right now? No, we haven't, because he's not going to do jack shit about anything anyways. So, that's kind of like banging your head against the friggin' wall, and you're like, okay, we need to capture the power centers of society that matter, and that's what the whole World Economic people do. The World Economic Forum guys, they're like, it's a feeder organization to position their people in those power centers of society to control. The Council on Foreign Relations is only like 4,000 people. How do you get 4,000 people to control 300 million people? You got to identify these important positions. Now, that's what we need to do if we really want to see change and bring about world peace and all this. Is we need to have our own World Freedom Forum instead of a World Economic Forum. And we need to place our people, because the evil people can't live forever. They always have to replace themselves with more evil people that then die and get replaced by more evil people. We have to identify, create our own World Freedom Forum and have our own people go sit in those positions of power and then drop the weapons and bring about free energy and world peace and all that kind of stuff. It's a pipe dream, but the Bible does talk about 1,000-year reign of peace. So eventually it's going to happen, I guess, when Jesus comes back. Who knows?
I've always said if I go completely black pill, this show's going to be done. And I do have hope, because I think everything is energy. And if you keep doing dark stuff, you're putting out dark energy, and it comes back at you. And it may not be instantaneous. It could be you, could be your children, could be your grandchildren. You pay a price some way or another, unfortunately, for kids who maybe didn't have anything to do with it. But, you don't want to make people pay for the sins of their fathers. But, if you get into the business, then that's a totally different thing, right? You have George Soros and his absolutely retarded son so badly. He's so retarded, Alex, Soros, that they had to send in Hillary Clinton's lesbian lover to handle him, Uba Abedin, and those are facts. So they go in there and
whatever happened to Anthony Weiner's laptop? Well, Seth Rich's laptop. What's going on with this?
Yeah,
they're with your Bitcoin somewhere.
Yeah,
with my Bitcoin. They're like, we don't know.
You know who took it? Oh, the real killer of Nicole Simpson took it. That's who. That's who. And OJ's looking for him right now. No, but you're completely correct. It's just going to take time, and it's just like the people. they've turned us into super emotional animals. That's what they turned us all into. And we get triggered so freaking easy because it's like a dopamine hit. Like these people, even if they're wrong, they think they're fighting evil. And that gives them this dopamine hit that they're like some white knight riding in to save the damsel in distress. And it's like they're on the wrong side of everything. Like there are people out there that think this the Minneapolis riots or protests, let me say, are naturally occurring. But I go, do you think it just naturally occurred a couple days after giant tax fraud just happened and the people in the middle of the protest are on a signal chat with Tim, what's his name? Tim Waltz, right?
Yes, of course.
They're on with a chat with the guys accused of billions of dollars tax fraud. How do you think this is naturally just happening? Because it goes against everything we've ever learned. So my question is like, I do think people are waking up. I do think it. I think they're waking up. The question is it fast enough? Can they wake up fast enough to do something? And like, what's the point of no return? I don't know if we're there yet. You know, you always have the nuclear war clock or whatever it's called, the doomsday clock. Like, how close are we to that? I'm just gonna say close, right?
Close. I mean, Trump did end 7 or 8 wars, he said last night in the speech. So, I mean, things would be far more worse if Kamala had won. And if the Dems throw up Gavin Newsom or Kamala and the AOC or whoever, I think the Republicans have a good chance of winning again. And even, you know, they say America's the worst country. What is the saying?
Yeah.
This is the worst country, but it's better than all the others.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I have traveled quite extensively, and there's some great places around the world. I've noticed that the ones that allow more freedom and less taxes are the ones that are way more abundant and prosperous than the communist ones. And that's been tried you know, for 100 years. They killed 100 million people, didn't seem to produce what was promised. So, I mean, you got to use the music, you got to use the movies, but you have to, you know, and the internet allows those messages to get out there. And, you know, if that's how you get the young generation active in it. And so I'm hoping that my movie, when it comes out, 1 billion people see it, maybe it inspires people to have courage to stand up and fight. You know, I want to be a good example and try to live my life above reproach and lead by example. And, you know, I mean, that's probably why they're targeting me, is to use me as an example of what happens when you stand up and you say, no, I'm not going to use your money. No, I'm not going to do business with these companies. I'm going to create better systems that are better. Like Buckminster Fuller said, he said, don't fight the status quo head on, just create something better and the market will naturally shift. And so I've always been an innovator. That's what I like to do, is focus on new disruptive technologies and then get them out into the world and then, you know, see what happens.
No, I'm with you. And I'm with you on the things that Trump had done. I think he's done some great stuff. And I think
That's some great stuff. I watched his UN speech and talking mad shit to the whole world. And I just laughed the whole time through it. Yeah, not all of it. Nobody's perfect. And I'd rather focus on the 90% of the things that I do agree with Trump on than the 10% of the things I don't. Because, you know, what I ever agreed on was Ron Paul. I mean, he and I, we became good friends. I mean, my daughter's name is Liberty. I mean, there was nothing that Ron Paul said that I didn't agree on. Yeah, I agreed on everything 100%. That's why my problem was I was only friends with Ron Paul and Dennis Kucinich. When I got arrested, I'm like, I don't have any friends in Congress or Senate, or I'm not friends with any of these guys, because I thought all of them were full of shit. Yeah, and so that was one of my mistakes, is I didn't make any friends in high places. You know, Ron Paul did write me a letter to the judge, you know, to give me bail, etc. But of course, even for a letter from Ron Paul, the judges said no. So, you know, it's I get it. It's important to find our tribe and then not have them figure out how to divide our tribe, right? I mean,
no, I'm with you on that, dude. I'm with you, and I do think people are waking up to it. And, you know, I know we don't got long with you, but I wanted to get into the Silk Road because I feel like what happened to that is happening to you right now. A presentation of an evil that happened that maybe didn't happen in this desire to basically kneecap something they can't control. And that seemed to be what happened with Silk Road. They presented it as this outlaw, shadow
Amazon
part.
or eBay.
Yeah, this outlaw shadow part of the internet where, all these awful things are happening. And I'm not saying that on the dark web, very dark shit isn't happening. I'm not saying that at all. There's definitely some dark shit going on. But what happened with the Silk Road was that they knew they couldn't control it, so they had to publicly assassinate. And I feel like that's what happened with Ross. They pinned something on him.
Yeah, they got double life sentence for a website.
Ridiculous.
It's retarded. But yes, I mean, people should be free to put whatever they want in their bodies. Like, where does the government get any kind of jurisdiction to say what I can and can't eat or drink or smoke? It's none of their business to begin with. And so, they've tricked all of us into, listen, if a bunch of us are playing football in the park, playing football in the park, the NFL rules don't apply to us. It's only when you opt into the NFL, like John Elway, he wanted to be the quarterback for a franchise called the Broncos in this league called the NFL. So he's filling a position, right? The quarterback position. There's running backs, there's wide receivers. But once he signed that contract, now all these NFL rules apply to John Elway that don't apply to us. Same difference. If John Elway wants to quit and go back to the private sector, if he spits on a ref or, fights a player or something, he gets fined if these many games and suspended or whatever, It's like same with the Olympics. When you join the Olympics and you go to, participate, if a guy in Germany fights a guy from Portugal, the Olympics is an IGO out of Switzerland. They got their own courts, right? They got their own rules. Like the NFL has its own rules. So they're always trying to superimpose these rules in this league onto private people playing football in the park. And we'd be like, I never joined the NFL. Your rules don't apply to me.
Oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it.
That's kind of like what's happened is they trick all of us. When we get that slave surveillance number, we become an officer of this office or a franchisee of this franchise or a trustee of this trust with a similar spelling as us. We think it's us. It's not us. It's just a trust. They call it a legal fiction. And that's the entity that they target. That's what they want you to KYC and AML. That's what you hold your bank account in, the car and the mortgage and all that kind of stuff. They said by 2030, the World Economic Forum guys said that you're going to own nothing and be happy. How are they going to get all the people to give up all their property? Is they already did here in America. Everybody's put their house in that entity's name. And the human being doesn't actually own the house or the bank account or the car. The legal fiction entity with the slave surveillance number does. And that's the government's property. So that's why they can come in and steal your shit without due process, like eminent domain and asset forfeiture, which would normally violate the Fifth Amendment's takings clause. But they can just come and steal your shit now because you don't own it. It's held in the name, this entity, this identity that the government gives you with strings attached. So that's basically how, human beings, we have the 10 commandments, like don't steal, don't kill, all that stuff. That's a common law. And then when you become a U.S. citizen, you get the slave surveillance number. Now, 250,000 pages of law now apply to you. I mean, if you read for 10 hours a day, it'd take you 10 years to read the entire law just once, titles 1 to 50. It's so confusing. And you're like, well, why would you go from only 10 rules, 10 commandments, to joining this league, this sandbox where unlimited laws you never even hear about now apply, So they get our consent by where we choose to domicile ourselves in. So if I live in Colorado, California laws don't apply to me. I live here. Cannabis is legal in Colorado, but if I live across the border in Kansas, it's illegal. If I don't want to pay taxes, I live in New Hampshire. There's no income tax or sales tax, but if you live across the border in Massachusetts, you have to pay both. So where we choose to domicile ourselves, which is voluntary, that's where we give our consent. Now we know what civil statutory laws apply. Under the criminal law, you don't need to give your consent if you're actually committing a crime, meaning you're creating a victim, you're murdering someone, raping someone, stealing something. So, anyways, it's a fascinating study. I spent a lot of time reading all this stuff, and some of the guys that are the most well-read and the best chess players are the ones that have been in jail. And I talked with this guy Duke Tanner, who was serving a double life sentence, and Trump pardoned the guy, and the guy has some wonderful plans to fix the prison system that we've been going over. And because I now understand the prison system, having been bounced all around the country from jail to jail, having an AI that can be your coach and walk you through getting educated, so that when you actually get out of jail, you're on your feet. It follows you onto your phone. It's like a 3% recidivism or whatever. Instead of like 60% of people going back to jail, it's like 3%. So, doing wonderful things for people like that. If John Elway needs a coach and all these Olympic athletes need coaches and billionaires, they hire coaches. And why the hell aren't we giving the coaches for these guys stuck in jail? So that when they come out, they don't have to be repeat offenders, et cetera, et cetera. So anyways, those are some interesting things that I'd like to, bring forth once this stupid ankle bracelet comes off my ankle.
Here's why I want to ask you. I know it's going to sound stupid, but is there a part of you that just for human contact would rather be in actual jail? Like, is there a part of you that would be like, so you can interact with people more? Because now you got to set up 3 days out 3 days out. People coming over. I'm sure there's some people who are skittish about coming over. You don't get to see your kids right now. Is there something about the fact that you're under house arrest that maybe your story is...
I did have more freedom in jail than I did here. Because at jail, I could have an iPad and I could use the phone. And there's 60 people in my tier. And I could play sports and get sunlight and fresh air and all these things. And jail was free. Living out of jail, can't go anywhere, do anything, have a phone or a computer or the internet, or even hold the remote control to the TV. Technically, I can't even do that because the TV's connected to Netflix,
And you got to find a way to pay rent. And you got to find a way to pay rent. Like you said, it's free in there. It's free.
I know, and now I got to I got to pay rent. I was having to hire guards to watch me. So I wouldn't flee to Mexico. Luckily, I married my guard.
Pay for that.
That's just my wife.
That's crazy.
I have to pay $5 a day for this stupid ankle bracelet. I mean, that's been tens of thousands of dollars. So yeah, it's ridiculous. The movie's going to come out, and if I can't win in court, I can at least win in the court of public opinion. And so that's kind of the idea going forward with this one. Is I gotta I want to do a 2-hour feature film, a documentary, a 3-part docu-series. I did one with Mickey Willis. He did the Plandemic movie.
He's the best. We love him.
Mickey Willis did this one, this Free Joby one that's great. And so that's gotten about 4 or 5 million views so far. I wrote a book, so I want to get like 1 billion people to hear about what's been happening and then take actual action steps to save our republic and go back to the Constitution, go back to freedom, liberty, sound money, private property, and bring our troops home so we can not have to be the policemen of the world. So that's kind of my goal.
You have connections that know RFK Jr. Has there been any discussions with him?
I don't know. I've got a number of friends that know him and they're friends with him. I've never talked to him, Reese. I talked to him 2 years ago when I wasn't doing interviews. I did talk with him, but I was more on the legal path. I hadn't tried to put in a pardon yet. But literally a week ago, I decided, screw it. I'm not going to beat these guys in court. The judges just keep rubber stamping these continuances forever. And so I figure strike while the iron is hot. Even though I haven't been convicted of a crime, I could still try to get a pardon anyways and just have them drop the charges. Trump just steps in and says, this is ridiculous. I mean, one of the interesting things about this is that company Bitfury that makes the chips. I was an owner of that company. We had 2 subsidiaries, one's called HUD 8 and Cypher, spin off and go public. they're both billion-dollar companies. Under HUD 8, which was traded on the Canadian exchange, Eric Trump's company, American Bitcoin, partnered with HUD 8 and went public. Literally, Eric Trump's data center is filled with equipment from my company.
That's unbelievable.
Well, that might be great for you.
And I'm still stuck on house arrest. What the heck is going on? It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, you gotta. I would see if they could
That's
put you with
mad.
because Trump's a crypto president, you know, and that
know.
might carry
Todd
some
Blanche
weight with him.
He wrote a white paper saying that these cases should be dropped. I don't know. I think it's just that
He dropped another crypto guy's thing. Obviously, he worked with the guy in a sense, but there's precedence for that, dude.
On what grounds are they requesting the continuances? What are they saying that they're
They
working?
say it's a complex case. That's why they were allowed to violate my speedy trial rights.
Right.
So if they say it's a complex case, then the judge comes in and does what's called an ends of justice ruling, and she waives my speedy trial rights for me.
Over and over again.
My right to a trial for 6 years, almost 7 years now. Then they say, oh, you have a right to bail because that's in the Constitution, unless you're a flight risk. And if you're a flight risk, now we can deny you bail. So I was like, wait, if you deny me bail, you got to give me a trial. If you deny me a trial, then you have to give me bail. You can't just deny me bail and a trial. And they're like, yes, we can, because we're the mafia.
Like, you have a great
Holy
attitude.
nuts.
You have a great attitude, dude.
So sorry.
Yeah, it's just it's not even like being anti-authority at this point. It's just like justice. People have the right to be tried for a crime they're accused of, and let the cards
Face our accuser.
Yeah.
Who's my accuser?
Who is your
the victim? I
accuser?
didn't harm
Yeah.
anybody.
And if they can't get the
It's
fucking
crazy.
case together, that's on them. You know what I mean?
That
If
means there's no
Yeah,
case.
exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a failure to prosecute. Dismiss this case for failure to prosecute. 33 continuances is unheard of, guys.
33. I mean,
It's unheard of.
what are we
No.
talking
Well,
about?
If you guys are ever in Miami, come and visit me on that Trump Palace.
Where are you?
I'm living in Sunny Isles at Trump Palace.
You're living
That's very nice. It's very nice.
Trump Palace, like in Trump.
I pricked Trump Palace so that if I ever ran into any of the Trumps walking around here, I'd be like, hey guys, come over here.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, dude, I paid my rent the whole time and I don't even have money, dude. Let me out. Oh my God,
Yeah.
dude. There's so many. You should talk to your friends, dude, because if they're using your servers, they're making money off it. That should be. I mean, he let another crypto guy
I've
out.
been trying to get the Mar-a-Lago people to come down here and meet me. Like come visit. Let me tell you my story. And then I'm like, you know what? I just have to start doing podcasts because for 5 years I didn't do any podcasts, and nobody knows what my story is. Nobody can even believe it. It's billions of dollars. This is the biggest crypto case in the whole world.
It's so. Before you go, can we talk about?
Who else do you guys know that are suing 6 judges, 12 prosecutors,
nobody.
the SEC,
No.
the IRS, and the FBI, and 50 agents and the clerks? Nobody else is doing that. I'm doing that.
If it did go to trial, where would what's the court? Do you know? Do you have any idea?
There's
The District of New Jersey.
So you'd have to go back up there.
The judges have been doing nothing. So I literally had to do what's called a writ of mandamus, which I go to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals and tell those judges, will you please tell my judge to act? She's just sitting there doing nothing. This is her only job. I mean, think about this.
So strange.
7 years. This stupid prosecution team couldn't even put together a case, and as long as it takes to get a doctorate. I mean, a doctorate. Like, you remember how long high school took?
How long is
all the
law
tests and
school?
homecomings and proms and football games? And the next thing you know, it's summer break and sophomore, junior, senior year, and all the hundreds of tests. These people couldn't even put together one case.
It's so crazy, dude.
Jeez.
It's the most ridiculous thing you'll ever hear. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's
It
crazy.
is crazy, dude. I feel for you, and I'm sorry.
Anyways, guys, I love you, but I have to run.
No, it's
Okay.
totally
But I do
fine,
love you guys,
dude.
and I really appreciate
All right,
you having me on the show.
One more time, tell them where they can find you, and then you can jam for sure.
Thanks. I hear my son crying right over there.
No,
I'm like,
I
oh,
get
God.
it, dude.
www.freejoby.com. Freejoby.com. Sign the petition. Watch the video Mickey Willis made. You'll love it. It's great. It's only 20 minutes, 25 minutes long. And then share it with people and have them share it with people. And hopefully somebody powerful enough will watch this. And we will call Trump and say, this is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, this is a bunch of bullshit.
Um,
All right,
It
Joby.
is a bunch.
We're very excited.
I love you
that
guys.
Came on.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
me
coming on. Take care, brother. Let's break down the episode.
Cheers, bro.
All right, what'd you guys think of one of my favorite people ever,
What a cool guy.
Joby Weeks?
Could you be somewhere for 6 years?
I would go nuts.
I would no, zero problems for me. I would be totally fine.
You know who would love that? My mother.
What, to have you in one place?
No, then never leave her place.
Yeah.
If you go, hey, you can't leave your house for 6. She would get so excited for 6. If you went, you can't leave your house for 6 years.
She must have loved the pandemic.
Dude, on my mother's side, they're isolators. You tell them they can't leave their house, they're like, yeah.
Like, dude, people try to get me to go to things. I'm like, sorry, bro, I'm on house arrest. Can't make it. Like, that's my dream. Literally get out of jail free card.
You were feeling, I kind of felt what he said, where he'd rather be in jail, how you said, how you get to meet people, get to work out. At one point,
bro.
I felt like, yes, after the second year, I'd be like, yo, can I just get locked
Johnny,
in?
I'm telling you, after 2 weeks, you would go nuts.
You don't know me at all, brother.
You don't know me at all, brother.
I told you I would do that bet where I lived in a closet for like a month or something for 10 grand. So it's not a problem.
6 years though, Johnny. That
6
means like,
years, Johnny.
You can't meet
they
anybody.
have, this is totally or somewhat related. I found out today they have something called lifelong parole in Michigan, where there are certain crimes that you can just be on parole for the rest of your life. Isn't that
That's wild.
like? There was this guy I was watching his trial, and he was up for armed robbery, and he pled out, and they had him on parole for the rest of his life, with a curfew, like an 11 p.m. curfew for the rest of his life.
I think I would rather do
Isn't it crazy?
3 to 5 years in prison.
Well, he broke parole and had to go to jail for
Of course.
10 to 30.
Do you know how hard that is?
I know. That's why
To not
unfair.
break parole at all, to make one mistake.
That's why I think it's almost designed, because they're like, okay, bro, we'll let you out, and then week one.
Do you know some of the parole rules? Like,
Oh, it's crazy.
yeah, you're not allowed to hang out with your own homies.
Yeah.
You can't hang out on the same block. You can't drink. So it's like you're expecting. They're like kind of like
The people that got you in trouble, you can't hang out with
Most
them.
people, most people that actually go to jail, well, at least real gangbangers that get parole, they rather just do the time and come in like free, which is like do a year instead of the 6 months and get parole, because they're like, I don't want to come out here with all these rules where I can't even hang out.
Also, I have a needle for your Diddy balloon. So Diddy had zero equity in Ciroc. It was a 50-50 profit-sharing marketing agreement with, what is it, that huge liquor company, Diageo, whatever.
All right. I'll take the L.
He doesn't own Ciroc.
Johnny, I
Never
love
did.
taking L's because I just take them so few. Anytime I get L makes me feel alive.
That was in honor of
I'm
Aaron
one
right
one
there.
of you people, you mouth breathers.
What number L is that? Number 200?
gotta be- no.
Of your whole life. I mean, of your whole life. You've had a couple.
I mean, in regular life, I've taken nothing but L. A W would be nice. In conspiracies, I don't have a lot. I'm the Glass Joe of life. I'm just getting beat every time. I mean, come on, dude. It's crazy, man. So, Weeks, I feel for him, dude. And it is
unfair.
crazy because, that sounds a lot like what cops can do to you if they pull you over. Let's say you got 20 grand in your car. They can just seize it and you never see it again.
Civil asset forfeiture is what it's called, yeah. It was the last story I tried to push for years at my last newspaper job, and they didn't want to report on it. They report on everything else but that, and I could never figure out why. But yeah, it's one of the most just antithetical. One of the things that's commonly done, and is the most antithetical to the spirit of this country, where the police, because you then essentially they can not convict you of anything, and your money goes on trial.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to prove that you legally got that money, and if you can't, if it's cash you got paid under the table down from some potentially totally legal work, unless you can prove that you documented it to the tax man, it's theirs, bro. It's like
It's just ridiculous.
and they use
dude.
it. You hear them, dude. There was this. I love watching these when cops kind of get caught talking out of school because they're not used to their body cams yet. There are these guys that they saw this guy who is a coyote hunter, and he had just bought a new truck, and in South Carolina, you're not allowed to even shine your lights on a deer at night because
really?
it's like spotlighting.
Yeah.
And he knew the law, this coyote hunter. And he just looked with his binoculars at this fake deer they had put out there. And you can hear them talking. They're like, dude, look at this new truck. I want to get that on the bed of a trailer. Is what you can hear them like. and they pull this guy, and they're like, they stitch him up, man. And
he didn't even hit the light. He just looked at it with
he just looked at it,
binoculars.
and they were like, "We know what you were doing, man. You were gonna shoot that deer illegally." And he got off, but you could
Did he
hear
get his truck back?
Yeah. I imagine he got towed. He had to pay for that, but you could hear them. You could hear them talking about, because they muted a lot of it, but there are a couple of times where they didn't mute it, and you can hear the guy like saying, I can't wait to get this thing on the bed of a truck, tow it. It's going this career making. That's what because the guy's a YouTuber, or he's he shoots a lot of videos of him taking coyotes, and it's disgusting, man.
He kills coyotes.
Yeah, because a lot of ranches and stuff will get to hire somebody in like that to keep them from taking down their livestock and stuff. And because coyotes down there, I mean, they're
nasty
anywhere.
here,
nasty
dude.
Fucks, yeah.
I drive, dude. One time I was going from Hollywood into Burbank over this and it was just a pack of coyotes running down the street. And I'm like, I could save everybody's dog right now if I just run over these motherfuckers.
It's funny. There was somebody post in my neighborhood ring camera footage of coyotes, and one of them they posted was like, "Oh, this one has a hurt foot. Oh no!" And I was in the comment. I was like, "Yeah, this is great for the cats that he's not eating." And then that same account posted literally a week later a cat in a coyote's mouth trotting across the screen. There's some people in this city they think they're just
a coyote ate Dana's cat like 20-something years ago. She just saw its fur.
Am I crazy, or are there way more now? Maybe it's because I'm in the valley, and there's just more in the valley. But it feels like there are more than ever.
Do you think if he would have, you think he should have got more cold wallets? Because, I mean, obviously that's what happened, right? I'm sure you guys have different fucking crypto wallets.
I bet he's got some. I mean,
he's got to have some on the side,
but you
right?
can't ask him
Yeah,
that,
but dude, if they want it, they want it, dude. They're going to come and they're going to grab everything. They're going to grab everything.
Because, I mean, he is paying for rent. If he hasn't worked for 6 years, there has to be a way to...
He's boys with all these guys that got early crypto money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm sure somebody's...
taking care of them, helping them out.
I pray to God they are.
Yeah. All right, if you go to samtripoli.com, the 30th, I mean, so... no, pass this one. This is from...
Right.
We already did that one. It was the best ever. Bakersfield this weekend. Yuma, Hollywood, Batavia, Toronto, Dallas, Fort Worth, Huntington, and Albuquerque.
The Mamba Sports Bar and Grill.
And, the big one sold out.
That's cool, dude. The Wordboard Debate website's sick.
It's sick, right?
Yeah, super dope. That's what I was telling
It's going to blow up, dude. It's going through growing pains right now. April's the next one. Then the Contender Series. You guys got to, if you think you can debate, you think these debaters are idiots, you think you can take them out, get into the fucking series, dude.
That's funny.
I'm not saying this is you might tell me to shut up, but I'm just saying if you kind of win this might get you back on tinfoil. If you're like a watcher that just watches the show and you're a debater, I'm like,
I'll
if you
be on tinfoil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you make it to the end, I'm pretty sure you can get yourself a spot on here.
Yeah, dude. 32 people, men or women, going at it. The top two, the finalists, go to the main event in April. And there's cash prizes and everything right there. So very excited about it. If you go to samtripoli.com, dude, doom scrolling has gotten so weird. It's awesome. It's my Tim and Eric show because it's just, dude, Midnight Mike is a madman and he just comes up with the weirdest fucking shit. And I'm just like, yeah, let's see it, dude. It's getting so weird. I love it, dude.
He's looking at this thumbnail of you.
Look at this thumbnail. He looks on a sick one right here.
Yeah.
That looks like Sam from the circa 2004.
Yeah, tweaker Tripoli with full head of hair. Johnny, talk about Cash Daddies.
I will not.
Okay.
It's let's see. Okay, so right now, Bitcoin's rebounding a little bit, but if you listen to Howie a couple months ago, you were in the right place with all the movement we've had in the market. It's amazing how that guy, his predictive powers are incredibly strong. He's got sources with Bitcoin. He told us months ago that the Wall Street guys were like, it's about to go down, and it went down rapidly after he said that.
Well, all these investment firms jack it up, wait till it's at the high, and then pull out all their money because they made a ton of cash.
Yep.
Let it go down, repeat.
Well, dude, and they're doing this thing now that I don't fully understand where it's called basis trading. And what they're doing is buying some of buying Bitcoin ETFs and then buying buying shorts on MicroStrategy. And because they think that MicroStrategy is overvalued because all it holds is Bitcoin. So it's basically Bitcoin at a premium. And that difference between the value of Bitcoin and the value of MicroStrategy is called the basis, and they're profiting. It's like an arbitrage. They're profiting on that. It's all shit that, dude, they should get rid of any kind of
I would love that, but we would need people that care about
my
us.
point is that
Go back.
Howie understands all that shit. And he can tell you about it.
Chaos Twins working on that now. Go down. Okay, let's get in. Tinfoil Hat t-shirts. Guess what? The FEMA jerseys are being made.
Yeah, got it.
So here's what I've decided. There's going to be 90. Well, we'll each get one. Okay, so
what's the color?
I think they I hate white. But I think they should be white.
Get dirty though.
Yeah, that's why.
Maybe
Black
stripes?
is my favorite.
Maybe what about black and white stripes, like a prison,
or black with the number
we
white.
haven't decided if it's going to be basketball jerseys or
orange, like orange prison jerseys?
I know, but what can you wear orange with?
You think people are going to wear their FEMA camp jerseys?
Yeah, I'm wearing my FEMA camp jersey.
I was thinking it's more something you display.
It's not a
Maybe.
mystery t-shirt.
So here's what's going to happen. There's only going to be after we get our 3, which will be 1, 2, 3.
Is it going to be an actual jersey or like a T-shirt with the cutout? Like,
No, it's either going to be a soccer jersey or a basketball jersey. We haven't decided. I think a soccer jersey would be better.
It'd be more wearable.
Yeah. So I'm thinking soccer jersey.
Also, it's international law that
And
we come
it's-
under, so soccer.
Yeah, and it's just easier to make. I feel like
They're easier to
basketball
make, yeah.
jerseys are more expensive.
For sure. Yeah.
So there's going to be first 3 numbers are gone. Then after that, 96 jerseys will be sold
That's so good.
at the show. I know there's over 200 people there, but you're going to have to get there early and buy it. And then
Get your FEMA camp number now.
maybe we'll get them early and sign them all. So they're signed because then you'll be able to buy it on the internet at whatever number you want.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you'll get a signed one at the show. Does that make sense?
You got to make it a color then that you can sign on. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. And then we got to get my news from Sam Tripoli. That's a popular shirt.
So good.
The poster's killing it.
I wish they'd give me one of those with that on the front of it. With the I get my news. I really would love to have that.
Do you want me to see if he can do
I would.
He
Yeah.
can.
I
Yeah, we
like
just gotta
that.
text this
I really
fucker to
like
send
I'll
us
ask
some
him.
merch.
I'll ask him. Okay, go back.
That'd make a good poster too.
Okay. Then buy gold and silver.
The first person to get, and I get my news from Sam Tripoli tattoo can be a guest on Broken Sim, guaranteed.
Oh, that's
Johnny, are you
happening.
putting that out there right
That's
now?
happening.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
just
yeah.
happened.
You get,
Someone's
if
getting
you get
tatted
that
Friday.
tattoo,
Yeah.
you get to be a guest.
Guaranteed. Put it up on the screen next year again if you still can.
When does this come out? This episode comes out Friday?
Yeah, who the hell knows?
who
By,
knows?
by Monday, someone has this tatted on them.
Now, keep in mind, you could be the second person, and you will not get on Broken Sim. So it has to be the first person to send us the picture.
And it's got to be not that small. It's
So,
got to
hold
be
on.
like...
it can be as small. It
No,
can be
like-
microscopic. I don't care. If you
Yeah,
get
we don't
that-
want people
No, I
getting
didn't
their
say
whole
big.
back.
I didn't say big. I just said something readable where it actually looks nice.
Now,
If
do
it's
they
more
just
than
got
an
to
inch.
get the guy?
No,
or do
it
they-
has to say, I get my news from Sam Tripoli with a little fella on it. A little Sam Tripoli fella.
Bro, this is going to happen. Record it, please, so
It's
I can
gonna
post it on
happen,
Tinfoil
dude.
Hat.
It's going to happen.
I can post it on Tinfoil Hat.
Only the first.
Only
Unless
the
you're a hot
first.
chick.
Only the first.
Unless
Before
you're
before you get it done, you should DM me or John and be like, has anybody else?
That's a
Yes,
great
yeah.
Yeah,
question.
because if not,
That's
you're
a
gonna be
great
fucked.
question. Go back.
We can have them both at the same time.
Gold and silver, buy it, get it. Mineral King Pat Meltich trying to help you get rid of those parasites. Aquacure, hydrogen, brown gas. Harley Ray, chemical free buy. Took mine today. Loved it. Joel Staley, EMF rocks. You gotta get into it. And then down to Brain Supreme, get that going. On off.
I'm on this week. Let's go.
We could tell, dude. We could tell. Anything else,
Hit that like button. Go check out my podcast, Extreme Marks the Spot, please.
Johnny?
Broken Sim is out. We're doing a lot of those these days because the man is working us.
Yeah. The man by the man, Dana. Dana's working us. I'm a field mule. That's what I am. I'm just a fucking field mule. Nobody listens to me. Nobody. Whether they're grown women or 6-year-old girls, nobody's listened to me. But I also think like my father, he just didn't have to do shit.
What do you mean by that?
And maybe that was wrong to my mom,
In the house, you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't have to do shit.
Yeah, my dad. He didn't do any.
Didn't
house
do
stuff,
shit.
so.
I'm like events coordinator.
No, like my dad he didn't like
yeah.
he never came to where I was in college once or anything. Like my mom had to do all that stuff. Yeah, it was all the domestic stuff. That's a different generation for sure.
I love being with my kids. I love them very much. It's a lot of work, but it's great work. It's great work.
You went into a little Trump there for a second.
It's a lot of work, nonstop work. All right. Hey guys, enjoy the highlights.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim.
Every day on Twitter, I just lose more and more respect for doctors because every day they're tweeting the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, you're showing us you're not really smart. You might be intelligent enough to pass an exam to get your medical license, but you're showing us you have no idea of how the world actually works.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah.
This one woman's like, and by the way, the community notes on Twitter, just committing hate crimes, just bodying ignorant people, just bodying it, just
I love
crushing
community notes. It's so good, dude.
This one woman's
so
like,
good.
oh yeah, keep telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I have a master's in psychology. Okay.
Oh God.
And community notes is like, it has nothing to do with psychology. It's a neurological disorder.
So
So you wouldn't know anything about it. It's like when I got in a fight with this retarded comedian and his wife a long time ago about COVID. And he's like, she's a doctor. I'm like, she's a dick doctor. She's not a virologist, and I don't even respect virologists, but she's a dick doctor. Just because you know how balls work doesn't mean you know how a virus works, okay? I'm sorry. You're an idiot.
That'll be a good test of the new YouTube. We'll see. We'll see what they say.
Johnny, you know I play. I run a pressing defense. You
Yeah,
need to
you
know
do.
that.
We're just pressing right up to the line. I love it.
We just play.
Another
we just
another
press.
thing I thought was funny this week.
What do you think was funny, Johnny?
Pedro Pascal, the actor, got shit all last year. Like women loved him, and then they started to turn on him because they were like, he's getting handsy with all these women, touching them. And he said he does it because he's nervous. That was his excuse. And then they started making fun of that, though. They were like, look at him. He's a molester. He's terrible. So now Pedro Pascal, either he's owed a big apology or he's a genius because he let TMZ capture him getting his butt squeezed by his clone this week.
Yeah.
And so now, the rumor is that he's a gay guy.
Which is going to help his career even more.
Oh,
I mean, the guy just wins every way.
Yeah, and he's just, I mean, I don't want to.
And by the way, everybody who doesn't live in LA, these celebrities call TMZ to tell them they're going to be there.
Yes, they do.
So he's like, listen, I'm going to be walking with my clone. I'm going to get super handsy. I'm just going to grab a bag of meat. He's going to have a leg brace on. Okay, because these clones aren't perfect, right?
Anyway, there are some pics of him like getting his butt squeezed and.
Johnny, should we start over because Dan O'Mac was banging his wife and he just showed up? Should we start from the beginning? I feel like.
Oh man, yeah. You want me to do the intro again?
Yeah, I just feel like unless you show us a video, we don't believe you. That's just how we operate here.
Yeah, you show us a video and we'll run the intro again.
You show us a video, we'll know you're serious. Until then, you're just talking smack, okay? And talking smack on Jamie Sta's birthday, not allowed.
Oh,
Thank you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Is this somebody you know?
Yes, I know.
Like you've met in person?
Many times.
Okay. All right.
Many times.
But yeah, Pedro Pascal, either, like I said, genius or he's owed a major apology. Either way, I'm impressed. A couple of things we didn't get to last week. One, actually, no, this is new. This is just Ben Shapiro is just a never.
I mean, an
endless font of idiocy.
Yes.
Is Ben Shapiro. Here's him arguing for strikes in Iran, and we'll talk a little bit about Iran.
Johnny, can we talk a little bit about Iran?
Listen to
Iran so far
away. Gotta get away.
Several issues that are on the table with regard to what the Iranian regime must do or should do. One, no nuclear program, not no nuclear weapons, no nuclear program, because of course a civilian nuclear program can be converted into a military nuclear program pretty quickly and easily. And the Iranians simply saying we won't build a nuclear weapon is no assurance they won't build a nuclear weapon. That's called the JCPOA, and Barack Obama did it. He also talked there about the ballistic missile development of Iran, but he did not really link that ballistic missile development to concessions that Iran must make. This has been sort of an open divide inside the administration. Some members of the administration are pushing the Iranians. They need to give up their ballistic missile program as well, so they can't threaten surrounding countries and allies ranging from Israel to Saudi Arabia and all the way to Europe. Should that be part of the negotiation? There are some people who are saying, no, that shouldn't be part, which of course I think is insane and ridiculous, because they can attach not only nuclear weapons, but chemical and biological weapons to warheads that are capable of hitting populated centers in allied nations.
This guy is
and as the
so
president
hilarious.
says, are building long-range ICBMs theoretically capable of even hitting American territory. And then there's the question of...
Come on, dude.
I mean, dude, does this guy slow stroke it when he comes up with his daily? Like, he is just literally going, oh my God.
Teaser, we had a guest on our next guest on Tinfoil, too, talked about how biological weapons are mostly overblown and impractical, not very effective. I noticed he brought that up.
Dude, how tiny is this guy's dong with that voice?
Yeah,
Like, they're going to get the bombs. They're going to fight. It's going to be sad. And then my favorite thing he said is like, if you won't do it, Israel do. Go! Have a good time.
This is where it's gonna be forced to defend itself.
Their treatment of their own population, the murder of 32,000 people in the streets, the support for regional and global terrorism. Are all of those things going to be on the table in the negotiations, or is the United States going to seek an off-ramp by basically cutting an even weaker version of Barack Obama's JCPOA deal? I don't think it's clear from what the president is saying right there which direction he's going to go. According to CNBC, the U.S. and Iran are poised to hold further nuclear talks in Geneva on Thursday.
Yeah.
He says that his preference is negotiated endpoint here. The question really, in the end, is going to be whether the president of the United States is too concerned about the possibility of a multi-week air campaign against the Iranians to actually do it. And the Iranians just bluff him. That's really all this is about. No one is talking about a massive ground invasion of Tehran. No one is talking about a long-term occupation of Tehran. Nobody is talking about hundreds of thousands of American boots on the ground in theater. Nobody's talking about that.
This is where it's like, how dumb?
Nobody's talking about it. I'm angry.
How dumb does he think we are?
Johnny, are you really asking that?
Yeah.
How dumb does he think we are?
How dumb are the goy?
Oh, Johnny, stop saying slurs.
I can't even play the rest of it. He's so annoying.
Stop playing, Johnny.
I
stop saying racial slurs, okay? I'm offended.
This went viral again related to that, and it's just, this is how dumb they think we are.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year. It could be within a few months.
Or it could be in 2001 when I said that before.
That's what this video is, yes.
To make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb. Iran is
so close
to produce.
So close.
Did you hear what he said there? They're about 6 weeks away from being 90% of the way. Like, what?
They're about 6 weeks away from being 6 weeks away. Okay.
Yeah, I want to play that part. That one was the most fun.
Johnny, do you understand that they're 6 weeks away?
Listen, they're very close.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb. Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
This is 96.
It really is.
Of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
If not stopped.
That was in 1995. He said that. In 3 to 5 years. What a bullshit
Johnny.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app or check us out at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
Go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat.